Hey, newsflash, the Bible is a big book. But you know, some Bibles are bigger than others. Today we're going to talk about the world's largest Bible. There's more than one.
So you've got questions on your mind? Thoughts of all kinds? That's okay, because we've got Vermin on the Bible.
All right, let's go back to the year 1222, 800 years ago. And there's a monk there. A monk is a guy who lives a consecrated life to the Lord, usually in groups with others. But this monk's name is Herman the Recluse, which makes you think he might not have spent a lot of time with others, but more on his own. I think he spent a whole lot of time on his own because he decided way back in 1222, actually 30 years prior to that, he decided he was going to handwrite a copy of the Bible. And well, that wasn't odd because a lot of monks did that. That was their devoted life, was to copy the scriptures, because there were no printing presses, but there were monks, and they would copy the scriptures. So there were copies of the Bible it would go all over the churches and things like this. But Herman the Recluse, he decided he was going to make not just the Bible, but a big Bible, large. This Bible, he wrote over the course of 30 years, weighed 165 pounds. It was 3 feet tall, 20 inches wide, 8.5 inches thick. It had 600 pages that were made from, get this, not paper pages, but they were made out of the skins of donkeys. You know, mule-like things, but not mules, donkeys. And it was beautiful because, it was lovely. He took all that time, 30 years to make it, and it was just pristine and great. And the other monks were going like, wow, this is gorgeous. We think you've made a beautiful book here, Herman. I'll tell you what, let's see if we can pawn it off to these other monks over here. This other group of monks, not Benedictine monks like us, but another order over here. And they sure did. They pawned it there, and for 70 years, it was in this other place with these other monks. And then the monks back over in Bohemia, where, Herman was originally, they said, you know what? We're Benedictines. Bring that back over here. So they got it back, and it was in a library for years. Hundreds of years. It was in this library, and then at the end of what they call the 30 Years' War, which has nothing to do with the same 30 years that Herman the Recluse was working on this. It's a totally different 30 years, completely. But at the end of that, this library that the Codex Gigas was kept in, by the way, the Codex Gigas is the name of the book that Herman made, which it had the Bible in it, and Codex Gigas is a great title. I was thinking about using it as the title of my own autobiography, but I can't. It's already taken, but it just means basically big book. The end of this war was like 400 years later, and Swedish came. I think it was Swedes. Yeah, Swedes. Yeah, the Swedish army, and they came and they get it. They get the book and other books, and they brought it to the Swedish Royal Library, of course, in Stockholm. Now, the problem was that 50 years after that, it's sitting in this library. The librarian's minding his own business. All of a sudden, there's a fire in the library, and they got all of these valuable books. Books are valuable. By this time, some of them are printed, but there's a lot of hand-inscribed books in this library. The librarian, there he is, a fire breaks out. He's tossing books, tossing them out the window to save them. Fire and books do not go together, even if it's not made of paper pages. Even if it's made out of donkey skins, they can still burn bad. So out they go into the snow, and I think it was snowing. I think I read someplace that it was snowing outside. Anyway, he's throwing these outside, and it's not snowing inside. It's fire in there, and maybe it was the ash that looks like snow. I don't know. Anyway, out it goes. Here comes the Codex Gigas 165-pounder. He heaves that thing out the window, but there's a passerby. You know what a passerby means? You know what that means? An innocent guy was whacking by down on the road beneath the window, and here comes the Codex 165-pound Gigas right on top of him. Does he make it? Yes, he did. He made it. He did make it. He absolutely made it.
Ouch.
But he didn't walk the same after that. But the other thing is, what's more important than having a big Bible is reading it, knowing about it, understanding it, getting into it, making it a part of your life. So let's do that. Let's make the Bible a big part of our life instead of worrying about having the biggest Bible. Am I right? I think I'm right. Anyway, this was great. This is Vermin on the Bible. See you soon.